So my name is Madalena Matoso. I work as an illustrator and graphic designer. I have an independent publisher for children's books. And I've been living in Parede since I was born in this village. And I used to come here to SMUP just to be with friends and get together. And I always thought that the building was really nice, but there wasn't much things happening here. I mean, like concerts and things like that. We used to come here just to get together and talk. And then in 2003 or 5 or something, the direction that was here at the time, they thought of doing some big works to the building. And so they applied for support from the mayor, and they had a part of the support, and so the works began and everything was completely destroyed. But then they didn't have money to continue the works, so the building was closed for many years, like for 5 or 6 or more years. And so I was having my work, I loved my work and what I do, but then me and some friends, we decided that we could run for the direction and see if we could change something here. Because SMUP, as many of these kinds of associations, had directions, boards, that no one wants to stay, and people ask them, please stay, and they say, okay, 1 more year. But usually there was a lack of inner energy and will of doing things. Yeah, we ran for the direction and we won the elections. And so I tried to connect people or projects or things that I thought it could be interesting to do here in this space. The space was really nice. Yeah, so we started to do some little concerts, things like that. And at the same time, Pedro Costa from Clean Feet, we had some friends in common, and he contacted me to do some concerts here, because he was closing his shop, his record store in Lisbon. He was moving to Parede, and so he wanted to do some things here. It was very interesting to see the live performance. So I think it's completely different to listen to a record or to see the live performance. And in this world we are living in, it was a very strong experience for me to understand that it's like a very unique and a very special thing to see a concert, to see people creating music in the moment. And it's very nice when you talk to different people, and especially the people who are not educated in this kind of music, and you hear that kind of, oh, each one is playing for himself, or but for me, I think it's very difficult to find the right words, but for me it's really much more interesting than to have a song and to be playing the song over and over and over again. And it has that imperfection sometimes, which for me is also very interesting, because you don't have, and then you have like a moment that everything seems to be quite in the mood, or something happens. But for me it's very difficult to say if there's a scene or if I can describe the scene. For me it's very important to, and I also didn't know that it was difficult for musicians to find a place to play, and with the people respecting their music and trying to do a big effort to welcome them and to for instance, there are some bigger places because in Portugal we have like those very institutional places like auditoriums, I don't know the English word, which is very government paid, and sometimes people who work there doesn't care about what's happening. Sometimes they really don't like it, or they don't respect it. Or sometimes we have very small places that try to do their best, but sometimes the conditions aren't the best ones. I think here, as it's done, the work is volunteer. I think we are very, and me and Claudio, he's more educated in this kind of music than I was, but he likes it very much, and I also like it very much now. and so I think the musicians feel welcome here. It's very interesting because sometimes you see, people that used to listen to very experimental music when they were younger, and you feel like that they have all the structure or the open mind to enjoy a concert like this, and sometimes that doesn't happen, and sometimes people who are not so that at one point of their life wasn't so alternative or something like that, and they have an open mind and they can enjoy a concert like this. And also for me it's interesting to see that it hasn't to do with the ages. Sometimes older people have a more open mind than younger people, and it was a really surprise for me. But for me, I think all that has to do with experiment and to try new things. For me, it's always good in every kind of art. Concerning the future, I really would like that the musicians have the conditions to do their work. For me, it's really very, very strange if someone works hard and he's very gifted, and for me it's very strange that they don't have sometimes almost money to live, and for me it's very shocking, and I really wanted that to change, which of course it's difficult. But we did last year like a festival the main purpose was to help the Portuguese musicians and projects to go to abroad to play, and so that's also I think my little contribution to work hard in that festival to make things happen in that way. And of course it's very difficult when you see that some musicians from Northern Europe, they have a lot of support of their governments, and so they come here, they have money to live the whole year rehearsing and traveling and trying to show their music and their culture to other people in other countries. And so for me it's very hard to see that our musicians don't have that kind of support. So concerning the music in itself, I don't know, for me it's very difficult because I see so many different projects and so many different instruments, and sometimes they use the electronics and so and so. So I really can't tell what the future will be in the music.